All right, so here we go. This is the fourth perk. If you sign up to my Patreon, this is going to be the segment called First Look, essentially. What I'm going to do is give you a video breakdown of the first fight of the night on next week's card a week in advance. So today's Saturday. Everyone's getting ready for 275, UFC 275. But I'm trying to get you ready for UFC Austin. And sadly, if you know, I do live in Texas. I'm not going to this one. I'm gonna blame it on the new kid. But anyways, yeah, here we go. First fight of the night for UFC Austin. I do already have. I should mention. I have one, two. I have three plays, don't I? Yeah, three official plays already for UFC Austin. So all my official bets are at warriorbetmma.com. Best bet, favorite parlay, random breakdown, and first look. All those are going to be on the Patreon. And I will link everything down below. So here we go. First fight of the night is going to be Kyle Daukaus versus Roman Dolidze. Daukaus is 11-2. Dolidze is 9-1. So Daukaus coming off a finish not too long ago over Jamie Pickett. Coming off a no decision slash draw over Kevin Holland. And before that, he lost to who the hell did he lose to? Before that, it wasn't Brendan Allen. It was oh yeah, Phil Hawes. The God, that was crazy. The Phil Hawes we all knew is dead and gone. People, that was another version of Phil Hawes. I believe he was in training in Thailand that fight. Yeah, I believe so. Anyways, those are his last three wins. The lead is 33 years old, 9-1. He's coming off a win against Loreno Staropoli a year ago. Has had three straight canceled bouts. Before that, he lost to Trevor Giles. Before that, he's won a split decision against John Allen. So on paper, Kyle Dacus, you would assume would be the favorite. He is. He is minus 220 right now. Kyle Dacus has faced a much better competition. Has looked much better while doing so. Much more proven as well. Dolidze is I don't want to say it's still up in the air, but what we've seen from the Dolidze, in my opinion, is not good. The win over Staropoli was an awful fight. I mean, he stuck to Staropoli like glue. He did what he did to get the win, but it was ugly. Staropoli is a former 170 pounder, and he couldn't even get Staropoli down to the ground or do anything significant in that fight. And with Giles, they were both staring at each other for fucking 3 rounds. It's awful, and not to mention like this guy Roman Dolidze gets tired in slow paced fights, and I can't imagine what it's like when he's in a high paced fight. Like he's coming down from 205, which he's a really big fucking guy, but at the same time, Kyle Dawkins is too. Both these dudes are fucking huge for middleweight, but yeah, Dolidze's style is essentially I'm gonna take you down on the ground. I'm gonna stick to you like glue. Try to get on top. Roll for my occasional leg lock that never works and is never gonna work at this level. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't value Roman Dolidze much at all. I think he's harmless on the feet. I know he knocked out uh, Kadis Ibragimov, but Ibragimov didn't win a single fight in the UFC, and he has finishes pre-UFC. But I mean, two heel hooks, 2-5, 0-0, 15-4, probably a fake record. Uh, round three spinning back fist. He ain't getting no round three wins in the UFC. I'll tell you that much. So overall, when I looked at Roman Dolidze, I watched the last three fights, and the last two were very concerning. Like I said, his striking is pretty much non-existent. It's harmless. Um, when he's grappling, he can't even hold down former 170 pounders. Trevin Giles I might also add is a former 170 pounder, and he couldn't do anything to Trevin Giles. Um, and down the stretch in both those fights, he looked pretty bad. He gassed after the first 7.5 minutes versus Staropoli. Staropoli still managed to give the fight away. And yeah, overall his cardio as well is very bad. Now let's move over to Kyle Dawkins. 6'3", 76-inch reach. Last fought Jamie Pickett at a catchweight bout. So like I said, this guy's huge as well. He absolutely steamrolled Jamie Pickett. Darce choke in the last second of the round. He was a minus 345 favorite, so he's not as big a favorite over Dolidze as he was Pickett. Um, I don't know how I feel about that. I think as the odds sit now, it's minus 220. Like I said earlier, I think if anything, people are going to use Dawkins as a parlay piece in the coming week. I just don't. I just don't see how Dolidze wins this fight outside of a round one something like he like he likes to slow down fights. Roman Dolidze, but I just don't see how he's going to slow down this fight. Round one may be a little bit competitive because I do think Roman Dolidze early on does have good timing on his entries. He usually gets in your space a little bit, gets to the center of the octagon and dives under a punch. Really good timing early on, but like I said, he's not holding guys down. And Kyle Dawkins is a really high level jiu-jitsu player, so it's just like, what's he gonna do? How's he gonna beat Kyle Dawkins? In that first round, like I said, maybe a little bit competitive, but down the stretch, it's got to be all Kyle Dawkins. He's not going to be able to push Kyle Dawkins against the fence. Kyle Dawkins works underhooks really well, works to separate really well, has a better cardio, has a better boxing. Um, versus Jamie Pickett, like I said, he steamrolled him really really bad. Versus Kevin Holland, he looked to implement his wrestling, a little bit of striking early on, and then he knocked him out with a headbutt. I mean, I know it says no contest, but that was pretty fucking cool. I mean, you could headbutt KO a guy. That's like that Joe Benavidez game plan, striking type shit. Just fucking lower your head, and I mean that was pretty impressive. I know it says no contest, but that was impressive. And against Phil Hawes, started off really good, but nearly had Phil Hawes, I believe, out of there in round two. That was just a different Phil Hawes, man. I think everybody and their mother bet against Phil Hawes that fight, and everyone was so surprised at what Phil Hawes showed in that fight, and everyone was wrong essentially. So I can't blame Kyle Dawkins for that. Phil Hawes is a good wrestler. That night, he just showed unworldly cardio that he's never ever had before in his life. So whatever, props to him. Pretty much dominated Dustin Stolfus. Brendan Allen. Okay, let's talk about the Brendan Allen fight. Really good fight. He had a lot of moments in that Brendan Allen fight. You go back and you watch that. He was he got rocked early with a knee, lost that round one. Round two was pretty competitive, and then despite being down 2 rounds, he comes back in round three and he starts putting it on Brendan Allen. So, like I said, the whole cardio difference here. The lead's a decent starter. Kyle Dawkins is gonna wear on you late. So if you slow down versus a guy like Kyle Dawkins, it's gonna be bad news. I think another thing to watch out for in this fight, when the props do come out, Kyle Dawkins wins in round three. I think that's going to be a hot prop to play. May get a pretty nice price. I'm gonna guess like plus 1,500 or so. I know Kyle Dawkins doesn't have any round three. Oh, there's one round three finish. But like in this scenario, I think it's gonna be a fantastic play because, like I said, the cardio difference. Delita is gonna maybe do okay in round one, but as the fight wears on, Trevin Giles nearly had Roman Dolidze out of there in round three. So I think round three, Kyle Dawkins is gonna be a good play. And yeah, like I said, this fight just comes down to can Kyle Dawkins is Kyle Dawkins ready for the shot in round one? If he is, he's got nothing to worry about on the feet. Kyle Dawkins much better striker. Kyle Daukaus is not a former 170 pounder, so it's not going to be as easy for Roman Dolidze to stick to his opponents like he did in his last fight versus Staropoli. And when he gets on top, if he does get on top, it's going to be early in round one. And I don't see Dolidze doing much to Kyle Daukaus, so waste your tank in round one. Maybe he gets round one, deletes it, but as the fight extends, it's going to be all Kyle Daukaus. I guarantee you that. I can see decision Kyle Daukaus. I can see finish Kyle Daukaus. And when I go to the other side, when I play this fight out in my head based on what I watched on tape, it's just like, how do I come up with a Dolidze win? Decision, not very likely. Finish, even less likely in my opinion. So it's just like minus 220 or minus, yeah, minus 220. What does that equate to? Really, I want like a 10% edge. So 68.8% currently. So for me to bet that, I'd have to say he wins 78% of the time. We get our 10% edge. I mean, that's not pushing it. I mean, like I said, he was close to that versus Pickett, and the line was minus 345, and he ended up looking minus 3,000 in that fight. So um, I don't think he can get a round one finish. He maybe he can, but I don't think it's likely he finishes Delezy in round one. So I don't know, but I say I don't want to line him at minus 355 or close to 80%. But then again, in the back of my head, I'm saying Roman Dolidze is harmless. What's he gonna do to Kaldakis? I just don't see it. I think he can go something like 2.2 units or 3 units um, as the current line sits at minus 220. That's risk 2.2 units to win a unit or risk 3 units to win whatever that is. I just think this line's gonna it's gonna widen as we get closer to UFC Austin after UFC 275 tonight is over. And on Monday, I expect this line to gain a little steam in favor of Kyle Dawkins. So FanDuel has the best line out right now. That's no surprise. They're always very slow. They're always very slow moving their line. So CLV, oh my God, CLV and MMA, so funny. Anyways, that's my take. That's the first look. That's the fourth perk. Uh, when you sign up to Patreon, first perk, biggest bet of the week. Second, favorite parlay. Third, random breakdown. And fourth, what we're doing now, first look. That was Kyle Dawkins versus Roman Dolidze. I think Kyle Dawkins is a lock to win this fight. I really do. I say that, and then a minute ago I just said I don't want to cap him at 80%, but you know what? He's 80% to win this fucking fight, guys. Dolidze is garbage. This is not 170, former 170 Trevin Giles, who's going to stare at you. This is not Staropoli, former 170 pounder, who took the fight at 185 and looked out of shape and looked slow and looked awful. This is Kyle Dawkins. Kyle Dawkins is one of the better middleweights in the division. Like his game. There's not a lot to like from Roman Dolidze. I'm going round three, Kyle Dawkins via TKO or submission. Most likely TKO. Anyways, that was Kyle Dawkins versus Roman Dolidze, UFC Austin, June 18th. First look.